and welcome to Switch On, the show that aims to highlight some of the best bits of Ipswich and reconnect locals with the place they call home, as well as bring new interest to a region that is brimming with a rich cultural heritage on the outskirts of its capital city, Brisbane. Now, with Halloween just around the corner, you may be looking for a fun and scary activity to do with your friends. Thankfully, Ipswich is the home of Seraphim Escape Rooms, which has been labelled the home of Brisbane's scariest escape rooms, and is also the only escape room in Ipswich. Joining us here in the studio is the owner of Seraphim Escape Rooms Ipswich, Kez Jarrett. Welcome to the show, Kez.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you. So, can you tell me what exactly an escape room is?
An escape room is basically a puzzle adventure game where you go into a themed room and you need to work together as a team to find clues, solve puzzles, unlock locks and escape the room before the time runs out. The objective isn't always to escape. Sometimes you might have to solve a murder mystery or defuse a bomb or free some fairies, but they're always heaps of fun.
So designing escape rooms is a very unique career path. What got you there?
I feel like there were a lot of things throughout my life that got me to that point. I always loved puzzles. I always loved games. I would set up little games with my family and with my friends. I would do like treasure hunts and, you know, set up these kind of little elaborate games with my friends. I started playing escape rooms with my husband and we fell in love straight away with the game, with escape rooms. So we started playing more and more of them. I made one for my son in his bedroom because he was a bit too young to play one, but he wanted to. And then one night we were playing this escape room board game and my husband said, you know what, we should open our own escape room. And I was like, heck yeah, we should. And I got really, really excited. And then I spent the next 2 days not sleeping. I stayed up for 2 days straight, and on the third day I was buying building materials and building my first escape room.
Wow.
From there I started my social media, which none of the other escape rooms really do the way that I do. I don't know any in the world that do it the way I do. I make it very sort of personal, and I do videos really, really regularly. And I went and met other escape room owners, and we've created this community, which is really pretty incredible to be a part of. So like now I know heaps of other escape room owners in Brisbane. We have little parties. If somebody opens a new room, we go and play their rooms. And yeah, it's just a really amazing thing to be a part of.
Oh, wow. How long has it been open in Ipswich?
We've been open all up for 3 years, but we moved to our most recent location, which is just behind Hog's Breath Cafe in Ipswich about a year ago in November. Yeah.
So can you tell us about the 3 rooms you have?
So we have, I'll go from least threatening to most threatening. So we've got Santa's Cottage, which is a nice, family-friendly, wholesome game where basically the story is that you found out you're on the naughty list. So being the naughty people that you are, you broke into Santa's Cottage to get your name back on the nice list. Lucky for you, Santa checks his list twice for this very reason and has set up a series of challenges for you to complete to get yourself back on the nice list and try and stay there till December. So that one's really fun for anybody. Well, it's fun for anybody. It's, you know, an enjoyable game to play. It's not too hard, but also kids can be in there as well if younger people want to play. The next room, actually, I'll go to the Executioner's Tool Shed, which is the scariest. So the Executioner's Tool Shed is basically a self-proclaimed executioner has been stalking you, believes that you've sinned and it's time for you to pay. So you've woken up blindfolded and handcuffed in a room with only an hour to escape. Now, this game is, I would say at this point in time, without a doubt, the scariest in Queensland. I've had people say it's the scariest in Australia, but I haven't played all the ones in Australia, so I can't really say. And from there, we built Atonement, which is the sequel, which is not as scary, but it's very focused on the 7 deadly sins. And it has a side quest, which is kind of a point of difference. If you finish the main quest on time, you can choose to play the side quest, and then another part of the game becomes available, which is an exciting little thing.
Wow, that's so scary. So Can you tell us what exactly makes Seraphim the scariest escape room in Brisbane?
No, I can't tell you. It's a secret.
Oh.
How to answer that without giving anything away? It is the scariest because we add things in there that being a small business that we are, without like a huge influx of customers at this point, we have the ability to add some things into it that make it scarier.
Oh.
It's hard to explain without giving anything away.
Okay.
But definitely we get a lot of screams and people saying it was really terrifying.
That sounds amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming in today,
No worries.
Kez.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. For more information and bookings, you can visit www.seraphimescaperooms.com.au or search Seraphim Escape Rooms Ipswich on Facebook. In 2018, there were 817 snake bites in Queensland. And with summer just around the corner, and with snakes being at their most active, do you know what to do if a snake bite occurs? Here's Luke from Luke's Reptile Kingdom to make sure you know what to do in case of this emergency.
As the weather in Ipswich continually rises in temperature each day, it seems the increase of snake appearances are occurring more often. Now going into October, it is important to remember that from early October to late November it is snake breeding season, meaning snakes will be out in full force within these next few months. In 2018, there were 817 snake bites reported in Queensland, with 156 of those bites being from venomous snakes, with the king brown being responsible for 85% of those deadly bites. It is incredibly important to remember that these bites can cause death as quickly as in 2 hours and as slowly as in 19 days. We visited Luke's Reptile Kingdom, where he informs us of what must be done when bitten and handling a snake.
Hi, my name's Luke Shane and we run a company called Reptile Kingdom Australia. Our company is dedicated to preserving our natural world. What we do is get out in the community with venomous snake awareness shows. It's in order to teach the public a little bit about the dangers of snakes, but also to expel any current myths about them and maybe generate a bit of an appreciation of these misunderstood creatures. There's a lot of technique involved when looking after reptiles. So basically we have special precautions, handling instruments. In 3 decades of handling venomous snakes, I'm yet to be bitten by one. Obviously we'd be very safe with it. I've been pretty lucky too, I guess, to say that I'm still at 0 venomations after all this time. Just being sensible, wearing protective clothing on. Now remember, the snakes that we use have been conditioned for it too, so I don't go picking up wild snakes. And picking up wild snakes is something that we're trying to encourage the public not to do. 90% of bites occur when people are trying to pick the snake up or kill it. If we stop killing snakes, 90% of bites will disappear. One thing that we're finding a lot of people don't know, which they really need to, is what to do in the event of a snake bite. So that's one thing we teach you in our awareness demonstration. It's what to do if you or your loved one was bitten. Because we're actually getting more snake deaths these days, 9 last year. What we find with all 9 victims, none of them knew what to do. Everyone who applies snake bite first aid and gets to the hospital survives. Okay, the people who aren't surviving are the people who don't know what to do. So we find it's paramount that we get out, especially to regional areas, people who are encountering snakes, and teach them this vital life-saving awareness.
Now, don't suck or wash where the bite occurred. There's venom there. So what the hospital does now, it does a little swab on your skin and a test. In 1 minute, it tells them what snake bit you, which anti-venom to give you. You don't have to get the snake taken into hospital anymore. Okay, please don't turn up with a live snake these days. Now, these things, guys, set you back $15 or $20 per bandage. Now, what we do, guys, is put together a pouch, 3 bandages, directions, all in there for just $15. Now, they've been very popular here this year, so we have sold them out just today. We've got more arriving soon, guys, so come and see us on the weekend at another venomous snake show, or, guys, put your name and number over there. We're going to post them out for free, and like I said, we don't have any more to sell today. Any chemist will have them for 15. If you catch us, guys, you get 3 bandages for 15. At reptilekingdomaustralia.com.au, you can purchase them at the price of just 1 bandage.
So there's a little bit more details that we explain throughout our demonstration. So you'll see us out at all the mining sites, all the councils. We do all the training for them as well. We also do venomous snake handling courses for people who want to get into the industry. They might want to be a lab technician and learn about venom, so they need to know how to milk the snakes. They might be a snake catcher, removing snakes out of people's houses. Okay, we do a snake course, which gives them the foundation to get into the industry. Thanks for having us here, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show and maybe learnt something about these scaly little creatures. Thanks, heaps.
So let's keep safe this season and look out for snakes.
For more information on snakes, you can visit www.healthdirect.gov.au/snakebites. Up next, we have the boys from Emerge, Callan and Russell, who are here to fill us in on all things local music. Let's take a look.
Hello and welcome back to another week of Emerge, a show on Phoenix Radio dedicated to bringing you the best in Queensland music. My name is Callan Lakuta and joining me is Russell Thompson. For our show today, we'd like to recap some of our highlights from Big Sound 2019. Russell, who was the first highlight?
There are all too many, but I'd like to bring up how many Queensland artists were looking to prove themselves to a wider audience on their own local turf, and many of them stepped up with a fever that stuck with them for multiple performances. An example of this is one of the most spirited and inspiring and young performers to be coming out on the Big Sound bill as 18-year-old Sasha McLeod, aka Psycho, who opened the first round of showcases on Tuesday evening at the newly opened The Outpost. Sasha's spirited performance channeled elements of psychedelia fused with deep neo-soul connection. The talented backing of her band helped to bring Sasha's unique recordings to a sonic level of joy, groove, and grief. Having also opened the wonderful venue at the Bright Side on Wednesday night, it's clear that Sasha has a talent for raising the energy of the room, as well as the bar.
Definitely. And the next standout goes to Brisbane powerhouse Jaguar Jones, who was another one of Big Sound's opening acts. Jones opened proceedings explosively with a nicely packed show at the Zoo. Jones showed no fear as she performed a tight set full of her melancholic and atmospheric pop, mixed with some glorious spaghetti western guitars, which created a vibe that was unmatched at the festival. The setlist, of course, included her epic singles Beijing Baby and You Got Left Behind, as well as a sweet taste of what's to come. Jaguar Jones showed her versatility to then top off her intimate show at the Zoo with a monumental show at Family, where hundreds of festival goers stood in awe.
Having already exhibited huge evolutions in their sound, the ever-daring First Page were looking to bring their sound to new heights at the Brightside on Wednesday evening. The local legends were more than ready to show a packed-out Brightside exactly why they are the most unique live bands to be forming in the scene. Sharing in the abundance of joy with the group that evokes their jazz and ethereal neo-soul elements, their incredibly talented collective engaged the crowd with powerful summons to boogie. There are truly few places across the entire festival that could claim witness to such an insatiable groove. Okay, maybe Close Encounters.
They got close. Gold Coast Queen Dana was another standout as she made the Valley Drive-In her sanctuary, as she showcased her effortlessly cool and classy mixture of soul, dance and hip-hop. For her Big Sound showcases, Dana also added a new dimension to her performance by being backed with a proper live band. This brought a more organic sound to her set and brought her irresistibly smooth bass lines to life. For an artist with only 3 singles out under her name, Dana has a presence like no other and is absolutely a must-see Queensland act.
An absolute standout for me was Brisbane's prodigal son of the hip-hop scene, Nerve, who was poised to deliver one of his most energetic, poignant and provoking sets as he headlined the Wickham on Wednesday night. Playing some more tracks from his soon-to-be dropped Mama's Boy EP, Nerve took his lyricism and stage presence to another level when preparing for this performance. Gracing the stage with what seemed to be a boundless reserve of energy, Nerve was a professional that allowed the crowd to jump, laugh and grieve with him with some truly standout unreleased tracks, and I can't wait to hear more from that soon from his Mama's Boy EP.
Another standout from Big Sound 2019 were Melbourne's wholesome pop quartet, approachable members of your local community. Along with their abundance of charm and irresistibly catchy hooks, approachable members are able to maintain the sweet spot between just being ridiculously infectious pop music, with a heart and a good sense of humour. Their live show is also an absolute blast, featuring tracks from their 2018 debut EP, their latest singles, and some unreleased tracks we'll hopefully be hearing soon, and all of their songs just have a glorious funk flavour.
Thank you to Callan as well for all these awesome photos that we were able to take at Big Sound. If you want to check some more out there up on our page. But there you have some of our highlights from Big Sound 2019. If you went along, let us know who your standout performers were via our social media pages at Emerge Radio Show. See the latest in Queensland music reviews, gigs and recommendations, as well as a lot more. Tune in to Emerge Monday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. on Phoenix Radio, Digital Radio and 11:97 a.m. See you next time. Bye.
Thanks, boys. Now on Saturday, the 19th of October, is the Ipswich Film Festival for Youth, with the screenings and awards ceremonies taking place at the Circle in Rebel Domain. Although entries for the film festival are closed, however, I am excited to announce the 3 talented members of the 2019 IFFY judging panel. Firstly, we have Mikkel Lees, who has worked with some of the best industry production companies and producers, including working for Maori television children's show Pukaro. EJ Garrett is a producer, director, videographer and writer of Indigenous content for mainstream audiences, specialising in short-form content and factual storytelling. And finally, at 20 years of age, Connor Fairclough wrote, directed and produced his first feature film, Head Above Water, which went to air on Channel 9 Go and streamed on Stan for 12 months. So don't miss out on the opportunity to support Ipswich film community on the 19th of October and the Circle in Rebel Domain. For more information on the festival, you can visit www.ipswich.qld.gov.au/IFFY. Well, that's all the time we have for today. If you have any stories you'd like us to look into, you can reach us on Twitter via the hashtag SwitchOnStories or on Facebook at SwitchOnStories. I'm Annie Petts, and you've been switched on.